evening, world. This is Ivan O'Mara. Today is going to be a very special video. I'm going to be talking about my three movies in depth, obviously. Right? I'll babble on for a bit and I'll talk about other stuff and I'll eventually start talking about the three movies, as promised. I am now done my Lord of the Rings relong as I finished my Lord of the Rings relong yesterday. So you got all you Lord of the Rings fans, you guys are happy. I read you all Lord of the Rings for you guys. I read all of book one. You guys are all going to tell the future generation, yeah, I even read all of book one of Lord of the Rings for us. Yes, I did. And I am now finished. So now for the remaining, I don't know, 5-6 days before I make that final announcement, I'll be pumping out side videos. So today I'll talk about my three movies. And then tomorrow I'll find a topic to talk about for the remaining. So I'll pump out more side videos for you guys. That before I end my series, obviously. That's a countdown is ticking, world. Good news for you, VJ, sweetie. I finished going over my book yesterday. So I finished my book the same time as I finished my book one relong of Lord of the Rings, which is not a coincidence. And yesterday I started taking that walk to the park. Had a good smoke for a good like 16 minutes at the park. I'm gonna do that every day until I to prepare myself mentally to make that final announcement. Then once I make that final announcement, I will what? I will give it 2 more days. Take a walk to the park. Then I'm gonna let myself finally know that in my book, obviously. So my book is now officially, guys, ready to be released on Lulu. I have done all my phases. Well, I finished all my phases like a couple months ago when I made my face this announcement. But now I went over my book and I fixed up the typos, ale, all that stuff, right? Fix up all a bunch of typos. I'm giving you a heads up, world. When you buy my book, you're gonna catch some typos, some grammatical errors, and you're gonna catch punctuation errors. My book is in pristine form. Like I don't know, 6%. I don't know, 99% of my typos are my good's good. You might find a good 1% of typos around there with grammar and all that stuff. Sometimes I might put a period instead of a comma. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might have a period instead of a comma. And the way I write dialogue is very weird. Like I have quotations, and I cut the dialogue and I add other quotations, but it's still the same dialogue. It's just a style of the way I write. It's not really a grammatical error. It's just a style of the way I write. Obviously, I'm just giving you a heads up. Obviously, so you're looking at an amazing book that I wrote last over the I went over my book like 4 or 5 times now. Every time I go over my book, I'm always hooked. And I am done. I'm not going over my book ever again. It's a lot of work. 447 pages I have to go through. It took me 2 months to go over my whole book, man. I was slacking off a lot. I read all 44 pages, 47 pages. I'm not going over it again. I went over it carefully and I fixed all the typos, like spelling errors, all that stuff. So good news for you, sweetie. My book is now officially ready to release on the. So VJ, I recommend you celebrate. Celebrate with your stepsister. Have a beer. Have wine with your sister. You know what I'm saying? I have the keys. I wrote my own book, which means what? I own the rights to my novel. I have the keys. I don't have to sell to the gatekeepers. Hence, me and VJ we can make our billions. Obviously, I can make billions for me and my wife. And I told you I'm gonna make a good like $5 to $9 billion with the book. So I hope I make the high end. If I make 9 billion, that'd be really really nice, obviously. But even if I make 5.8 billion, it's still a shitload of money. Me and VJ are still gonna be loaded, and we still get to start that SkySource company. We get to build that dream condo. We get to buy that yacht, $35 million yacht. We get to buy our own jet. We get to travel all around the world. We get to do all the amazing things we get to do together, obviously. So what I'll do, I don't know. I can babble on for 30 minutes here. You guys don't no longer have to worry about me. No longer have to worry about me sidetracking, reading Lord of the Rings. I can now babble on for the whole video because I finished my Lord of the Rings relong. So I'll babble for a good, I don't know, 30 minutes. And in my next part, I will start talking about the three movies. They're unique. The Great Escape movie, and the Hidden Valley movie. You're looking at amazing. I'm going to tell you all the ideas I have for my movie, my three movies. And you guys, once I tell you guys already get an idea what I'm talking about. I already made a video about this in my clarification, but for this video, I'll give a bit more details of the stuff I have in my mind, all the ideas I have for this story, because I'm fucking creative. I'm a creative genius, obviously. I'm a very creative genius. See what I'm saying here? I'm a creative genius, obviously. I was born with a gift. Just like VJ is obviously born with a gift too. VJ is born with a gift. As VJ is God like me, as VJ is born with a gift, obviously. As the fact that VJ can write music, VJ is obviously born with she can. VJ is obviously born with a gift too. You see what I'm saying? Or VJ is born with a gift too, obviously. Yeah. I'm gonna keep saying this, world. That way you know I'm not playing around. The countdown to this series is now seriously ticking. Now that I finished my Lord of the Rings read-along, the countdown's ticking, guys. As I'm only going to be popping out a few more side rules for you, and after that, around the 11th, 12th, I'm making that final announcement, guys. I'll split it into two parts, and I'll talk about my life in depth. When I'm from Montreal, I'll even mention the good moments I had with my so-called friends, that kind of stuff. I won't mention their names, but I'll mention some of the moments I remember that I had with my friends, my so-called friends in Darcy, all that stuff. In Montreal, I used to play hockey a lot, street hockey on the streets. There was this guy, you were good friends with him. He's an older guy. You were pretty good friends with him. You used to play hockey with him. You know you know who you are, obviously. I remember there was this one guy. He was Indian, and he would always invite my two stepbrothers. He'd always invite them to his apartment, but he would never let me come into his apartment. People were hating on me. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ivan, you can't come to my apartment, but he let my two stepbrothers come to his apartment because the guys all hated me. Yeah, throughout my life, everyone hated on me, man. Everybody hated on me. Step parents putting me down. Ever since I was a kid, my step family putting me down. My teachers put me down. You know what I'm saying? Not one guy. I told you he invited my two stepbrothers to his apartment, but he would never let me come into his apartment. What the fuck are you? You're like, well, why can't I come to your apartment? You know what I'm saying? Because they all hate me, man. They all fucking hate me. Yeah, man. So in Montreal, we lived in that shitty apartment. I lived there for a good 8 years, 4 years. We lived in Montreal. We lived in the English part of Montreal. Because in Montreal, there's a place called the Western Island, whatever it's called. The Western Island of Montreal. There's a part of Montreal that's English, and we lived in the English part of Montreal. So everyone in that neighborhood spoke English. A lot of people spoke English. Montreal's in Quebec. Montreal is a French city, obviously, but there's an English section of Montreal where everyone speaks English too. Just like even though Elmer is a French town, a French small town, it's very bilingual. A lot of people here speak English too, obviously, right? Yeah. Whereas Ontario, like Ottawa, Ontario is English, obviously. Vancouver is hardcore English. BC is hardcore English, whereas Quebec is French and Canada, obviously. Hence why I want to get out of Quebec because I'm not racist. I don't mind French people, but it's very very annoying whenever I walk outside and I hear people speaking French all the time. I don't have a clue what they're saying. I understand a bit of French. I can speak a little bit of French, obviously. But I told you I'm not fluent in French. English is my main language, and it's annoying when I hear people speak French all the time, and they don't. Some people don't understand you. It's really annoying. Hence why I want to get out of Quebec, and I want to live in British Columbia, Vancouver. Because British Columbia, Vancouver is beautiful. Vancouver is the most beautiful city in Canada. More beautiful than Toronto. Obviously, more beautiful than Montreal. Montreal isn't that beautiful. It's kind of like Montreal's like the New York of Canada. It's a little filthy. It's crowded. I'm saying. Whereas Toronto's a beautiful city, but Toronto is not next to the Pacific Ocean, and it's fucking cold in Toronto. Toronto has cold ass winters, obviously. Whereas British Columbia, Vancouver does not have cold winters. It has mild winters. Hence why I want to live in Vancouver. Because it's cold up here in Canada and the cold's annoying. I want to live in Vancouver as Vancouver doesn't have... You have to wear a jacket, obviously, but it's not... The winters are not cold. I don't know, -3, -4 winters. You see what I'm saying here? Hence why VJ is going to love Vancouver. Oh my god, Ivan, Vancouver isn't cold in winter. No, it's not cold in Vancouver. Vancouver has like -3, -4 winters. Whereas out here in Ottawa, it's fucking cold. Like -10, 12, 14, 15, 20 winters, man. It's fucking cold up here. It's cold in the east. It's cold out west too. It's cold in West Canada too, but in Vancouver is the only what? BC is the only province that's not where the winters are not cold. Whereas all the winters in all the other provinces in Canada are fucking cold, man. All the other winters, Alberta, Saskatchewan, you know what I'm saying, Manitoba, you know what I'm saying, Ontario, Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia, right? All those winters are they're fucking cold, man. Whereas British Columbia is the only place where some of the cities you don't have cold winters. Hence why I want to live in British Columbia. And Vancouver is ranked the most beautiful city in Canada. That's why I want to live there. It's ranked, I think, top 15. Yeah, like 15th most beautiful city in the world. That's how beautiful Vancouver is. It's a fucking beautiful city. More beautiful than New York. Well, New York, I heard, is ranked up there too, but I went there and it's filthy and dirty, man. Like, New York has beautiful building sceneries. VJ, you know what I'm talking about. I'm saying beautiful building sceneries, but it's very crowded. VJ, you know what I'm talking about. New York is fucking crowded, man. It's a crowded city. You have almost like 9 million people living there. It's fucking crowded. You can't even drive midday. Midday, you have to take the Metro State train, man, because it's fucking crowded, man, and it's very filthy too. I remember when I went there, I'm like, this is New York. This is not what I expected. I remember I went there. I went to New York. Ivan, why did you go to New York? I went to New York for an audition for independent movie, obviously. I didn't get the role because the doors were locked on me. I went to New York to audition for a movie. Again, this is when I wanted to be an actor, right? Back in 2015. I went to New York to audition for an independent movie, obviously. I didn't get the role, obviously, because what? Because I told you the doors were locked on me. Had the doors been open on me, I would have gotten the role, obviously, because I'm fucking white. I went to New York for an audition, obviously. And I remember I went, I'm like, this is New York. I'm like, New York, this is fucking New York, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is New York. I'm like, holy shit. This is not what I expected. And it was crowded, very filthy and dirty. You know what I'm saying? Very filthy and dirty. Like garbage is on the streets. I'm like, yo, man, this place is crowded and filthy and dirty. But when I took the bus tour of the whole city, yeah, the New York has obviously it has beautiful building sceneries. That's the one thing that makes New York beautiful. It has beautiful building sceneries, obviously. But the city is very filthy, crowded, and dirty, man. Very filthy, crowded, and dirty, obviously. Whereas Vancouver is nice and clean. It's very clean and it's right next to the Pacific Ocean, man. Right next to the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, hence why I want to live there. So when me and VJ buy our yacht, we can park our yacht in the docks. In the summertime, we just park our yacht in the docks. We can literally drive in the ocean. It's right next to the ocean, Vancouver. Here's Vancouver and the Pacific Ocean's right there. You can literally drive in the Pacific Ocean, which is nice, obviously. And in the wintertime, we have to we hire someone, we park the yacht in a storage, in a big storage. We're gonna have to meet. Hey, VJ, during the wintertime, we're gonna have to hire someone to park our yacht in the storage. That way it doesn't get ruined, obviously. And you don't leave your boats in the docks during the wintertime. You're supposed to park it in the storage, obviously, right? And if you want to keep your yacht in good condition, park it in the storage, obviously. We park the yacht in the storage during the wintertime, me and VJ, obviously. And the yacht I'll have for the yacht I'll what? Me and VJ can what? Me and VJ can drive the yacht for a good 30 years. After 30 years, we can get a new one. The jet we can have for a good 30 years, and after 30 years, we buy a new jet. The condo, we can live in a condo for a good 25, 30 years. Okay, VJ, after 25 years, we can re-renovate the condo to keep up with what technology, obviously. As in 30 years, you're looking at high tech houses. Looking at something very high tech. Me and VJ are gonna renovate our condo we're gonna renovate our condo. We're gonna even have a better condo. So after 25 years, me and VJ can re-renovate the condo, put a good 80 million, 90 million in towards renovating the condo in 25 years from now. We can buy a new jet. So 30 years from now, I'll most likely donate the jet. I'll sell the jet we can sell the jet or donate it. Sell the jet for a couple $1,000,000, make some money off it, or we can donate it. I can donate the 30 because 30 years our jet will be pretty old, obviously. And you're looking at new technologies of jets in 30 years. Hence why I'll use a jet for a good 30 years, and the yacht we can use for a good 30 years. And after 30 years, we can buy our new yacht. And then after 30 years, we can buy our new jet. We can either re-renovate the jet or we'll just buy a new jet. We'll buy a new, better jet in 30 years. Even 20 years. We can have the jet for a good 20 years, have the yacht for a good 20 years. After 20 years, we renovate the yacht. Have the condo for a good 20 years, we renovate the condo in 20 years. So every 20 years around there, me and VJ can constantly be renovating our condo. And you're looking at a high tech technology 20, 30 years from now, like a high-tech technology for condo. A better condo even the condo we're going to own now. Yeah. In other words, using the condo we are going to own now is nice. The condo that we're going to re-renovate in like 20, 25 years from now is going to be even more nice. Because you're looking at a high tech world. In 20, I told you in my keeping on technology video, you're looking at a high tech world in 25, 30 years. You know how you go back in a lot of things have changed since 1990. You look back in 1990, there was no internet back then. There was no there was no iPhones, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook back then. There was no Instagram. There was no social media. There was no Blu-ray, there was no HD back in the early 90s. And now we have, and then HD came out in the early 2000s. Now we have Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray. You have streaming. There was no online streaming back then. Back then you had to watch stuff on VHS. And now you have online, now you have streaming services like Netflix. You know what I'm saying? You can watch video, you can rent movies on YouTube now. You can buy movies on YouTube now. There was none of that back then. So I can only imagine the world we're looking at in 25 years from now. 25, 30 years from now. 2050, you're looking at a high tech world. And all you guys who are my age now will all be aging. They'll all be like 60 years old, obviously. You guys will all have grandkids. By then, you guys will all have grandkids, obviously. You know, so whereas I and Reach are going to be young, smoking hot, with a glowing beauty, obviously. I'll be 30 years old. If I see VJ next year, which I should, VJ already knows when I'll see her. I'll be 30 years old, and VJ will be 29. Because we're going to be young forever with the glowing beauty, obviously. And so I set the whole thing up, obviously. Because I'm a creative genius. After I make this video, I will what? This amazing video, I will what? Upload the video. And I will what? Order my shawarma. My stepmother also made chicken wings. I'll eat some chicken wings before I take my shower. I eat a lot, because chicken wings don't stuff you up, right? So hence why I'm gonna order some shawarma. There's a shawarma place here in Elmer called Shawarma Gaston. I recommend all you guys in Elmer, you check that place out. You're welcome, guys. I'm promoting your shawarma out there. Shawarma Gaston, right? They have some good shawarma. In my opinion, it's the best shawarma in Elmer. Best shawarma place in Elmer. Hence why when I say my final 4-day goodbyes, I'm really, really going to miss all these places that I have memory of in Elmer, man. Shawarma Gaston, the Wolf for Levine Depanneur. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm promoting your depanneur out there. I go there every day. I buy beer and smokes. I'm going to go there today and buy beer and smokes. You're welcome. I'm promoting your depanneur out there. You know what I'm saying? Bob's Pizza. I go there. I used to go there every a lot of times late at night and get slices and pizza and slices, drinks and garlic sauce. I want to miss that place. They have good pizza. And Bob's Pizza is only in Ontario and Quebec region. Obviously, it's not in Vancouver. There is no Bob's Pizza in Vancouver. Obviously, right. These are all regional, but like the Bob's Pizza is a regional business. Obviously, I'm gonna miss Bob's Pizza. I'm gonna miss the Shawarma Gaston here in Elmer. I'm gonna miss the Wolf for Levine Depanneur. Because in Elmer, you can buy beers at gas stations or depanneurs. Depanneurs are those like small convenience stores. You know those small convenience stores? Quebec is the only place where they actually sell beer in the small convenience stores. They have fridges, and you can literally put gas in your car. You can go in the store and they literally have beer. They have fridges stacked with beer. You can buy your beer at the fridge. You can buy your beer at the gas station. Oh, Ivan, that's so cool. Yeah, that's the one thing that's unique about Quebec. Quebec is like its own. Quebec is like because Quebec is the only French province in Quebec. It has like its own it's like a unique province compared to the other provinces. You can buy beer at the gas station. You know what I'm saying? You buy beer at the gas station. Quebec, you get free water. You don't have to pay any. You don't have to pay any bills for water. Free water here. Free. You don't pay any because of Hydro Quebec. In Quebec, you don't have to pay for your water bill and all that stuff. Quebec is the cheapest province out of all the provinces in Canada. No, it's not the cheapest province, but it's a cheap province. But taxes here are very high though in Quebec. That's why I'm gonna really miss Quebec. But I told you because Quebec is a French-speaking province, I don't want to live here. Obviously, as most people in Quebec speak French, I want to live in an area where everyone speaks English because Quebec is French, obviously. That's why I want to live in British Columbia. As Vancouver is very, very English, obviously. British Columbia is hardcore English, obviously. And yeah, and I'm gonna. That's why when I say my final very goodbyes, after I pay this bullshit fee, obviously, and I say my beautiful wife, I'm going to visit all these places. Snack Shack. There's a diner here in Elmer called Snack Shack. I used to go there a lot and get burgers, poutine, hot dogs. They have nice burgers, nice. Their hot dogs are okay. They have good hot dogs, good poutine. They have cheesecake. A nice diner here in Elmer. I used to go. I used to go there quite a lot. The Elmer Bar. I'm gonna miss the Elmer Bar. I had good memories of the Elmer Bar. I used to go to the bar. I went to the Elmer Bar lots of times. I was a regular customer there. I'd go there and I have a beer, have a couple pitchers, 2 pitchers, and I would watch sports on TV and all. So I'm gonna miss the Elmer Bar too. The Elmer Bar. I have some good memories at the Elmer Bar. I'm gonna go to all those places during my final 40 goodbyes. The shawarma shop. I'm gonna go to the shawarma shop, the Elmer Bar, the shawarma shop, the Elmer Bar, Snack Shack. I'm gonna go to all these places. Yeah, I want to go to all these places before I see my final goodbyes. The shawarma shop, Snack Shack, the Depanneur, you know what I'm saying? The Ultramar, get beer and smokes, Bob's Pizza. I'm gonna go to all those places. The Elmer Bar. I have good memories in all those places. Subway too. I went to Subway quite a few times. Subway here in Subway here in Subway here in Elmer, you know what I'm saying? But every province in Canada has a Subway, obviously, right? But I have good memories in the Subway here too. With the one here in Elmer, I used to go there sometimes and buy Subway and all stuff, buy subs and all stuff. Good memories. I'm also gonna go to the Elmer to the Elmer Marina. And I'm gonna go to the restaurant there and I'm gonna have a nice bite to eat. I'm also gonna go to Dinty's and have a beer at Dinty's, and I'll get a bite to eat. Get like burger and fries or pizza or something like that. Have a bite to eat at Dinty's. Because I've never been to Dinty's before. I've ordered from them before, but I've never been to Dinty's before. Hence why I want to go to Dinty's. I'll stop by Dinty's last. So what I'll do is I'll check. The first place I want to visit is the Marina in Elmer. Obviously, the restaurant there. Have a bite there, and after that, I'll go to all those other places like the Elmer Bar, the shawarma shop, the Wolf of Living Depanneur. I'm gonna get beer and smokes during my final 4 days. The Ultramar, get beer and smokes there. Snack Shack, Subway, and the shawarma place here in Elmer. Go to all those places. And right before I'm about to get that check, I'm gonna stop by. I don't know. I might go to Dinty's before I go to the hotel. Once I get that fat check. Before I go to the hotel, I stop by Dinty's and I get a beer and I have a bite to eat before I go to the hotel. Because Dinty's is right next to the hotel, right? I might go there and get a bite to eat before I take off to the throne. I'm about to become king, guys. As I'm about to become king, guys, the countdown's ticking. And we know, I finished my book. My book is now ready for to be released on Lulu. My wife is joined for joy. You're welcome, sweetie. Because I have the keys and I wrote a masterpiece, I don't have to sell it to the gatekeepers. I can now make billions for me and my wife. And so Ivan O'Mara is about to become king, obviously. All I have to do is what? Make that. Once I make that final house, I'll give it 2 days, take those walks to the park, enjoy myself, get beer, smokes, food, enjoy myself. And I'll prepare myself mentally and I'll let my stepfamily know 2 days later. So 2 to 3 days after the final announcement, I will let my parents know I am done my book. I sincerely need your help, guys. I will let them know that. That way they know. Once you're, I don't know, a good week later, VJ already knows when they'll sit me upstairs. Once they sit me upstairs and I find out how wicked you are and I'm shocked by their wealth, I am never making any videos ever again on the Southwest channel. Once you try me with sharing your death, I didn't do anything wrong, all because of your envy. I choose death, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cry my eyes out. You got your bullshit sex, I'm going to be a porn star. My stepmother got her bullshit sex because she wants to have sex with me so bad, obviously. Same my wife, I have to do that, obviously. Once you put me through that horror and hell and have me cry all those tears, I am never making any videos ever again. That's all I'm going to think about when I pay this fee is being king, man. Even though it's stressing paying this fee, knowing I'm going to die, I'm going to be a little bit excited because I know after I get this over with, I'm going to be king and my wife's going to be cool with me. We're going to be multi-billionaires, ruling over the world, living the dream celeb life. So if you think the life VJ is living now is a celeb, is a dream life, it's nothing compared to the life she's going to live with me when she's a billionaire with me, obviously. as now VJ is living the billionaire life with Ivan. Even though VJ lives a celeb life, I told you VJ is a survivor. She probably has, I don't know, 2 million, 1,500,000. I don't know. I don't know how much money she has in the bank, but she probably has, I don't know, maybe 1,500,000, 2 million in the bank or something like that, 900,000. See what I'm saying? She's a survivor. She has money, but she has to what? She has to what? Work her ass off to put food on the table. Even though her her stepfamily can easily pay the bills, obviously. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah. Hence why you world are panicking, because you know, we know the countdown's ticking. We know you're not going to let us dupe us like yes. You know I'm not going to let you do like that. You chose to cause mess in my life, and mess in my wife's life, and lock the doors on me, and hide your wealth from me, and protect her when act like we on my wife, trap me with sharing her death, and kill me with my wife. You think for once I sabotage my channel, not talking in the public eye. You think I'm gonna let you do it like that? I'm not gonna let you guys win the game. As if I made videos for you guys would win the game, obviously. As you guys would get your full cake. Yeah, Ivan, we know if we sabotage your channel, we don't talk in the public eye, and we dupe Ivan and region into making videos for us, we would win the game. Yes, we win the game. There's no way as God am I gonna let you guys win the game. As I wrote my own story before I came here, either you see me and my wife's amazing glory in the public eye, but you're never going to know once I have sex. That would have been the supposed price you guys would have paid, if you want to call it a price. So not seeing me have sex is considered a price, you guys. You guys are fucking crazy people. Because we turn you on, you somehow think, they turn us on so much we want to see them have sex, because you guys are crazy people, obviously. As I told you, there's many people in the world who turn me on the outside. I love doing that. Yeah, I never know what's about sex. I don't give a shit. There's many people in Hollywood who are very attractive on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I never know what's about sex. I don't give a shit. Once Ivan and VJ, you guys see me have sex. Why? Because you guys are crazy fucking people. You're crazy psychopaths. So the only price you would have paid had you let me and my beautiful wife be together, and you saw our glory, would have been you would never know what it's like for us to have sex. That would have been the price you would have supposedly paid. But you would have at least been saved forever. You would have been in Ivan and VJ's presence forever. And you would have been a part of that amazing glory, man. In the public eye. They're amazing glory in the public eye, man. Ivan and VJ on magazines. Ivan and VJ on radio interviews. Ivan and VJ doing seminars. Ivan and VJ on Hollywood Reporter. Ivan and VJ on Jimmy Fallon's show. Ivan and VJ doing music. Ivan and VJ on movies at the movie theaters. You would have saw that amazing glory, and you chose this bullshit sex over that glory, which boggles my mind to this day. But once I peace out with my wife, I take my wife and I peace out, and you see that amazing glory behind the scenes, you guys are going to regret your decisions. That's the symbolism. The symbolism in the Bible is those who are cast into hell, who are separate from God's glory. They're all like, "Oh my God, Lord, please forgive me. I'll do anything. I'll do anything to serve you again." You know what I'm saying? But it's too late. The judgment of God is set on my will. Once you see that amazing glory of me and my wife, with the trending pictures, you know what I'm saying, the documentary, the movie, the actress on the website, you guys are going to be like, holy shit, we made the wrong choice. Seeing Ivan and VJ's glory is so much cooler than seeing this rip-off bullshit sex. Yes, my glory, me and VJ's glory is so much better than our rip-off bullshit sex, guys. But you guys are blind. We're never going to know it's like have sex. They turn us on so much. You let your envy take over, and in doing so, you cause mess in our lives. And then if you touch Ivan and VJ, Ivan has to die, and VJ will cry tears, and they're guaranteed going to peace out. Obviously, that set the whole thing up. And when Ivan and VJ are king, queen, you world are not saved, and you're left behind. See, as I know you, because you guys are so blinded by never knowing it's like for me to have sex. You're so blinded by that. You're so blinded by never knowing it's like for me to have sex. Obviously, that you were blind. You're obviously blind. Obviously, as if your eyes were open, you would have chose my glory and over my bullshit sex. But you guys are blinded by your envy. We're never gonna know what it's like for them to have sex. We don't want VJ and I being together. Yeah. You were blind, obviously, and now when you saw our bullshit sex, when me and VJ are king queen, you're left behind. You're not saved, obviously. You're not saved. As the sex you're getting from me, I'm laying all you Hollywood. I'm giving you all you Hollywood women a heads up. Like the sex you're gonna get from me is rip off sex, and then you guys still made what? You still made this fucking choice because you guys are reprobate people, obviously. You're nothing but a mess of reprobate, man. Yeah, we knew we'd get rip off sex, so we don't care. We want to see Ivan have sex. I know why you guys made this choice. You guys made this choice. Okay, if we separate them and cause mess in their lives, at least we got to see them. Even though at least we got to see them have sex or bullshit sex, obviously. Even if we're left behind, at least we get to see their trends behind the scenes, and we get to see their movies. We get to see their glory behind the scenes. That's why you guys made a choice. But what you guys don't understand is the price of being left behind. as being left behind is a horrific price to pay. Being left behind is more of a horrific price to pay than never knowing what it's like for either of you to have sex. You see what I'm saying here? It will finally hit your mind, oh my god, being left behind is much more of a horrific price to pay than never knowing what it's like to see either of you's bullshit sex. Yes, being left behind is much more of a horrific price to pay than never knowing what it's like for either of you to see either of you have sex. You see what I'm saying here? That's my point, yeah. But you guys are blind, you're reprobate, obviously, and you made the wrong choice. And it's too late now. You can't turn back time. Ivan Vijay cannot come back to Earth and be born again. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. We're already adults. You caused this mess. You touched my wife. You lock all doors with me. You act like you are my wife. You know what I'm saying? You guys are all part of the plot protection when. All my people in my life who knew me, they're all a part of the plot protection when because they're all wicked people, obviously. And now when I am your king queen, you're left behind, obviously. As everyone who I knew in my life, in my work life, my social life, my personal life, my step families, I'm saying. The families who used to come over here for Christmas, we came over to their house for Christmas. We had barbecues at our house, barbecues at their house. They went swimming at our house, obviously, right? All that stuff. Those guys, you guys don't know who you are. You're all going to be left behind. You're not going to be saved. As all you guys are wicked people. You're actors. You're all part of the plot protection line. As no one in my life bothered to even pull me over. Hey, man, I gotta tell you something, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it. This is between you and me, man. I gotta tell you something, man. Your family are not who they think they are, man. They're acting. They're the gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they locked all the doors on you, man. Like, you can't make any money in this world. You have a wife. You sorry for your wife and your God. No one even bothered to make mention. Why? Because that's how I know you guys are wicked people. As none of you guys, no one in my life even bothered to even pull me over and let me know, hey, I gotta tell you something, man. Nobody did. And that's how I know you guys are actors. You're wicked people. You're all part of the plot protection when, let's act like we don't know shit because I don't want Ivan Reed being his wife. Yeah, because you guys are consumed with your envy, obviously. And that's why that vice principal in Darcy, you know who you are, who yelled at me for skipping class and skipping detention. Like, what about you? You knew the doors were locked on me. So me skipping class and skipping detention, even if I skip class or skip detention, or if I do my homework, it's all meaningless because the doors are locked on me, and you knew that the whole time. And you have the guts to yell at me because they're fucking wicked people. And so I shut that vice principal up for good, and I shut Heritage up for good. Academic integrity, I shut Heritage up for good, as the whole academic integrity is bullshit. As I'm a fucking genius. If you do this to me, guys, I am gonna shut you up for good, and I shut you guys up for good, man. Shut you guys all up for good, as you guys are actors, fucking actors. I'm gonna show my camera here.